Recently, we spent 4 nights at RIU Palace Peninsula in Cancun. This was our first trip since being vaccinated for COVID and our first overnight all-inclusive vacation stay. I'm Bill from cruisehabit.com, and today we'll talk about the resort, the pools, beaches, food and drink options, and additional considerations for your next all-inclusive vacation. We flew directly from Fort Lauderdale to Cancun International Airport. The ground transfer section at Cancun's airport can be overwhelmed with vendors. We'd recommend reserving a transfer ahead of time to save money and to add to convenience. In the past, we've used Happy Shuttle Cancun, and we did again. It should cost about $55 for a private transfer round trip to your resort and then back to the airport at the end of your stay. Whoever you use, make sure that your transfer is private and direct without stops at other resorts along the way. Checking into the resort was easy. It included an introduction to their health and safety procedures, including disinfecting surfaces, your bags, your shoes, wearing masks around the resort, and even COVID testing for re-entry. Guest services helped us log into the RIU app, which was very helpful for later. They also pointed us to an area that we could use to get changed in case we wanted to go to the pool or the beach before our room was ready. And they showed us what the current dining options were, which was perfect because we were hungry after the flight. Overall, it took about an hour and 15 minutes from landing at the airport to being checked in at the hotel. RIU Palace Peninsula is a large property, but laid out very simply. You enter in the center of the main building, which is where you'll find guest services, the lobby bar, an Italian restaurant, and the coffee shop. As you walk in, you'll notice a very modern European aesthetic with purple accents, a lot of hard surfaces, and a look that's rather unique compared to other Mexican resorts. The first floor has restaurants, shops, a sports bar, as well as a large theater and lounge area. All of this is located off of a breezeway on either side of the main lobby. The restaurants are similarly sized and rather small, except for the Las Olas restaurant, which is a large buffet venue, and the Isla Mujeres restaurant, which had different parts for the steakhouse and a buffet area. Off the breezeway is the start of the pool area. There are 6 pools in total. Our favorite was the furthest out with an infinity edge looking toward the ocean. We didn't have much trouble finding loungers in areas that we wanted. Though, during our stay, capacity at the resort was capped because of COVID. Past the pools are the beaches, and Cancun has fantastic beaches. RIU Palace Peninsula offers a lot of beach space, and in fact, you can almost think of there being 2 beaches at this resort. One, which has large rocks covered in sand and gives a very beautiful natural aesthetic. Along this area of beach, there are various loungers and umbrellas, and the staff walking around will be happy to help you relocate them for your party. On the other side of the beach, which is separated by a large rock formation which is great for photos, is a more traditional soft sandy section. This area of beach, in addition to loungers and umbrellas, also has hammocks, some day beds, and even some tables and chairs as you get closer to one of the outdoor bars. Near the pool area, there's a small section of Mayan ruins. On the other side of the property are the adult-only villas, which feature their own pool and restaurant. If you book this area, make sure you know whether you're getting an ocean view or not, as some of the rooms face a courtyard area that's very pretty, but doesn't have the views featured in the main building. Kids also have their own building, somewhat attached to the theater, with a small pool and open area in the front. We had a junior superior ocean view suite in the middle of the 15th floor. The views were fantastic, but the layout of the building is such that we think most of the rooms have a pretty great view of the water. The room was spacious and incredibly clean. It featured an in-room jacuzzi with a very large shower. There's also a mini fridge pre-stocked with beer, water, and soda, and usually there's a liquor dispenser with several bottles, but this was removed because of COVID. Overall, we found the room very comfortable, and noticed that the linens and towels were extremely soft, and the bed very comfortable. In terms of decor, it did feel a bit cold. The furniture and walls were all white. There are some purple and magenta accents throughout the room that are nice, though not the colors I'd have chosen. We couldn't help feel that if they would have used warmer lights, it would have felt a bit more homey. But to be honest, during the day, the windows were open, the lights weren't even turned on, and at night, we were just happy for a comfy bed. Overall, we were very happy with the room. It gave us a comfortable place to change and to sleep, fantastic views, and my spouse and I both worked from there for a couple days. Service was fantastic. There was never a shortage of staff to get you a drink or answer questions. We did make one request to housekeeping, just for some extra towels, and they met us in less than 5 minutes. Guest services did seem to get backed up each afternoon with check-ins. But this was really only an issue if you needed something right then. We also found that they use the app to communicate certain things, so in addition to looking up restaurant menus, event times, and the directory, guest services can also use the app to send you messages. One evening we left a wallet in a lounge, and were delighted to get a message through the app letting us know that guest services had it available for pickup. Masks were required in the restaurants when not eating or drinking. At each entrance, staff would check your temperature and require you to use hand sanitizer in order to enter. For the buffets, we found the variety to be really impressive, somewhere between what you'd see at a large Vegas restaurant and what you'd find on a cruise ship. The quality varied. Nothing I had was bad, but nothing blew me away either. The great thing here was the constant turnaround of food and serving utensils. Even at the outdoor buffet, we found the greens to be crispy all the time. We found the breakfast buffet to be the most impressive. It seemed like whatever culture's breakfast food you preferred, it was available. I thought this was rather nice, because while I enjoy a breakfast buffet, oftentimes at other hotels or even on cruise ships, the selection can be limited. There are 7 table service restaurants available to all guests, each with different themes. Plus, there's an 8th only for guests staying in the adult villas. The menus are small, but they're in the app and posted outside, so it's easy to figure out what you want ahead of time and find the right restaurant for that meal. The quality was generally okay. Similar to the buffet, there's nothing that I can't wait to go back for, but everything that I had was good. Service was very attentive, and in fact a lot quicker than we expected. While we never felt rushed, this was handy in case you wanted to catch a show in the evening or you just couldn't wait to get back out to the water. Many guests raved about the steakhouse, but we didn't have an opportunity to try it. Our favorite was the Italian restaurant, where we ate on the first day and also one of the evenings. They had good a la carte items, plus a large selection of antipasto, salad, soup, other hot items, and desserts in the buffet area. Getting a table at the sit-down restaurants was very simple, except at around 8:30 each evening, which was their peak time, when there were short waits. The coffee shop and sports bar both had coffee, pastries, and snacks available during the day, and at night, the sports bar had sandwiches, hot dogs, and other items for late-night snacks. We did notice that dietary restrictions were a bit tricky if you depended only on the placards above items or on the menu symbols. Much like other places on land or on a cruise ship, it's important just to ask for help. Anytime we asked a server or someone at the buffets for guidance on what was vegetarian, what didn't contain shellfish, they were extremely knowledgeable and helpful. Most people going to an all-inclusive want to know about drinks, and drinks were plentiful and pours generous. The bartenders were very good at following even the most particular of requests. At this resort, all drinks are included. The good part of that is that there are no extra costs or upsells. Anytime you go up to a bar, you know that whatever you're ordering is already included in what you've paid. They had the major brands of spirits that most will be satisfied with. This includes Captain Morgan, Absolute, Tanqueray, and Johnny Walker. There was a wine list, but I honestly don't know anything about wines, and the sparkling wine that we had once or twice seemed just fine. The beer selection is limited mostly to Mexican beers. However, there are several options in case you want something lighter or darker. I'm not sure a whole lot of people are asking for a Guinness out by the water. The theater shows were high energy and well produced. There are 2 each evening, one at 7:30 and another at 9:30. Poolside, there were a number of activities, and employees encouraged and helped guests organize volleyball games, water aerobics, and other events, all of them included at no additional cost. We did wish there was more entertainment in the evening other than the theater shows. For example, there was no one playing the piano in the lobby, there weren't singers in lounges. though this may have been COVID related because we also noticed that pool tables, air hockey tables, and other items had been removed from the sports bar for this reason. In Mexico, no one owns the beach, they're all public property, so you'll find vendors with various items. There were also roaming mariachis on the beach. These were not hotel employees, but very talented, and they'd gladly take requests for tips. We enjoyed this and wish the hotel would hire them to play about the resort. It would have been great to have them near the pool. The spa and gym are co-located on the first floor. Spa services are also available outside as well. You could get a massage in several locations out by the water. While there's a charge for spa services, the gym is complimentary. There was also an area called RIU Art. Here, for a nominal fee, you could essentially get lessons or help in painting or partaking in various crafts. Staying at a RIU Palace property gives you access to all of the amenities at other local RIU properties. There are a total of 4 in the Cancun hotel zone. One is Rio Karib, right next door to Palace Peninsula. The resort has a similar style and feel, but with orange as the accent color rather than purple. The property was nice, and it's definitely worth walking over to see if you prefer their pool and beach areas, which felt a little bit more intimate. About 10 minutes away by car, and near the more bustling area of the Cancun hotel zone, you'll find another palace resort, RIU Palace Las Americanas. This resort is adults only. It has a very different design aesthetic than the others, with various European classical themes. While to me some of it felt a bit much, it did feel a bit more inviting than the more modern style at some of the other Rio resorts. Next door to Palace Las Americanas is Rio Cancun. This resort sticks with the more modern aesthetic, and I really liked the layout, though it did feel like the beach and pool area would probably get pretty busy during the day. Palace Peninsula and the adjacent Karib resort were the winners in terms of their beach and pool spaces. If you want to be able to walk right into the center of the action in the hotel zone, however, then Rio Cancun and Palace Las Americanas are great choices. We had a fantastic time on our trip to RIU Palace Peninsula. It was easy, relaxing, and comfortable. Cancun beaches are hard to beat, and this resort has lots of beautiful beach space. We genuinely felt like the resort did a good job of making the process easy, keeping guests happy, and being accommodating. Of course, being cruisehabit.com, we found ourselves constantly comparing the experience to a cruise, and it is similar in that everything is taken care of for you. It's very easy. The resort compared most similarly to contemporary cruise lines, such as Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian cruises. Their aim seems to be to have something for everyone, and in general I'd say they do a pretty good job of that. We really appreciated how quickly we got to know exactly where everything was and how friendly the staff was, though it did feel a little less intimate than a cruise experience. Would we do it again? Absolutely. For just my spouse and I, we might be inclined to try a smaller, more boutique property next time. However, for traveling with a group or with family, I'd have no hesitations about going back to a RIU property, and if it was going to be in Cancun, it would absolutely be Palace Peninsula. This trip really did open us up more to considering all-inclusives in the future, whether in Cancun or elsewhere. It made us realize that being at an all-inclusive resort doesn't mean you can't explore the town if you want, and we did a couple of times. It's a low-stress and convenient way to have a relaxing and affordable vacation. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of our stay at RIU Palace Peninsula in Cancun, Mexico. If you want a deeper dive, check out the link below for our full-length review. Please be sure to click like on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'd mean the world to us. If you have questions about this resort, please reach out in the comments below. For information and tips on cruising and travel, as well as live broadcasts from ship and shore, check out cruisehabit.com. We can't wait to talk ship with you real soon.